Alright, I'm back out here again. I don't think there's anything really going to get fully finished, accomplished today, but going to work towards a couple different projects. So one of them is this handbrake. So the handbrake actually sits up on, it had a Concord, you know, it fit the stamping for the floor before. So this is lower than the, so I'm going to have to make an adapter to go up. And I'm thinking about how I'm going to grab this plate for the Corvette C3 and make it so I can drill a hole and be able to service this handbrake. I need to get that put in. I got a pulley I paid $8 for. The cable, handbrake mount, cable go forward. It'll go through a pulley, a door pulley, come back, and then it'll have a spring put on it. What that'll allow me to do is have the cables come up center mounted both ways and not be interfering with the drive shaft that's in there. So I got to come up with that. I got to, you know, drill a hole, put the plate. I need to get past the center plate. So I need to get that shifter mounted. And I need to get that handbrake pulley system all made. So I'm just looking at ways I'm going to do that. But I think I'm going to mess around with this dash. I'm going to cut the factory bolt lip off and get rid of the speaker mount that's inside there, and while I'm in here, there she went. Just sitting in there right now. You notice that isn't actually centered from where I'm sitting in the column, so the whole thing needs to shift this way. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to come in, take that, see how it's all roached. I'll take this off where it actually comes out past my door anyway. I'm going to take this off both sides. I'm going to take that factory bolt edge off. See if I get that dash to just kind of sit in there better and plan it out. So I'll shift the whole thing this way, cut the ends off. Originally I thought I was going to have to section the center out, but I might not have to. I might just have to contour the ends in. So that's what I'm going to do now. Just playing around in here. I got to get this cab finished in the inside and then I can go out of it. Alright. I'm going to cut all these old door vent switches and that speaker mount. You can see this thing's pretty roached. So I'm not ruining some 55 Chevy guy's dream and take all these switch brackets and door vents mount and stuff out the bottom, and we'll cut those ends off, and that other, we'll see if we can get it to fit better. I got all the stuff off the bottom now. I got it marked to take those ends off on both sides. The other side's marked too. So I'm going to chop that corner bit off and then take the front edge off and we'll fit her up in there. Well, I got both the end corners cut off here. So, and off both sides. Now I'll cut that edge on the front there. I'll cut it off because we're going to try to roll it into the cab. But then I think it might actually fit up in there to where I can shape pieces into the truck and use it. Alright, I got that old edge, factory bolt edge cut off. So we'll hopefully it'll just go in there real nice right now. We're going to see. I might have to open up this section for the column. I'm going to put it in there and we'll see where we're at. Well, the old mount where it used to bolt on the column had to come out. We got that whacked out now, so we'll go drop her back in. Hoping to get it to sit back in, you know, and look pretty. We'll see. Well, we're getting real close to getting it back where it's supposed to be. I had to take this key out because it hits the structure. I really don't want to move the support for the column back because it's pretty good, but I don't have this side back as far as what I want it yet. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to open the dash up around that column, because that column is going to need a plate there to cover all that anyway. So I'm going to open this up and see if I can get that dash go all the way back where I want it. It's lined up with the steering wheel now, and that side's lined up with the other seat. So just scooting it over, I didn't have to section the center like I thought I had to. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to open up this part around the bottom there. See if I get the dash to go back in. If I can, I'll be able to just, you know, scab and fill this dash over. I don't need that curve that it used to have. These teardrops are what matters the most. And then I'll be able to sheet this, build a column. So I'm going to open this up and see if I can get it to actually sit back where I want it. Okay, so I got it sitting in there now, where it seems like it's going to be reasonable. I'll build this section out on each side and, you know, make it into a dash. But it's looking pretty good in there, I think. And it'll do what I want it to do. So I'll have to make a cover for the bottom of the console and, you know, weld the center of it up. And I got a Dodge emblem to go into that, replace the Chevrolet one over there on the other side. I'll make an aluminum plate, put my gauges in, you know, all over the dash. So, yeah, I'm going to call that finished for now. Okay, I haven't marked the holes out here for the shifter. I'm going to drill and tap them now and get it bolted down. And then work on this handbrake at some point. Well, I got that shifter there bolted down now. And tapped and bolted into that 1/4 inch plate. So I'm going to work on coming over here and work on making some brackets for the handbrake. I don't know if you can see it, but I got to make a spacer to go up because that thing kicks down there. So I'm going to work on cutting this plate. I'm going to cut this stock Corvette plate down and get this thing mounted in. I may or may not get to the pulley system today. I've made this little spacer here and then I drilled and tapped mount holes, and then I hole sawed this hole out here for the rubber grommet. The cable's going to go down there and go to a pulley and then be a spring, and it all has to happen before the drive shaft so the cables will come up and get caught. So I'm going to go ahead and mount it down now, and then I'll work on a front mount. Well, I got the handbrake mounted in the back. I'm gonna have to make a front mount and bolt it. I really don't need it, but it bolted that 1/4 inch plate instead of the sheet metal that the Corvette had. So, and you know, bolted the fiberglass and the Corvette too. So, but I got the dash in there to where I can fit it, and I got those mounted down. So now I'm to the point where I can take the seats out. I got everything kind of guesstimated where it's going to be, and now I can start laying these sections in on the floor. So it's coming along. I got that kind of fitted. Like I said, took the Chevrolet off. I got a Dodge one to go on there, and I'll probably use aluminum plate on both of them. But I got a nice like 70s van Dodge emblem to go in there, and I'm gonna call it for the night. But it's coming along. If I ever get out of this cab, you know, I gotta make console and floor pans, and ever get out of this cab, it's gonna start going a lot faster. Alright, like, subscribe, check in, whatever you want to do. Alright, later, bye.